Yeah, so good morning everybody. Daily live stream Cloud ERP. Today topic SAP on-premise Quo Vadis. The impossible duality, custom on-prem developments and regular upgrades. So welcome on YouTube and LinkedIn. And this is our eighth week of daily live streams. And those of you who know me know I bring always something. Yesterday I brought 2 caps of SAP and I bring them today also. Here they are. This is my old cap. Yeah. This, as I said yesterday, I got when I was developing on-premise software because I was with SAP as a software architect from 1996 till 2009. 2009, yeah. So 13 years I was a software architect with SAP. And then I founded my own company, AdaPro, which is implementing Cloud ERP with customers and also actually on-premise. Yeah. So, and so this old cap I got back in the time when I developed on-premise R3, yeah, R3 3.1. And yeah, so we did many things, we did many good things. We enhanced R3 3.1 and the later releases, and we developed SAP APO and also SAP CRM. And in that course, we developed also interfaces between R3 and SAP APO, for example. And yeah, I tell you that. So this topic of custom development, or at least modifications, extensions, exits, BAPIs, BADIs, and so on and so on. So if you think you did crazy stuff, yeah, I did it all. Yeah. So I did it all and even more. So I would say we have done every every crazy development stuff you can imagine, Quertransporte, transports between releases and modifications and direct access to unallowed, and I don't know. I can tell you I have enough experience of everything you could possibly do or even do wrong. Yeah. So and yeah, these were crazy times, and actually in these years, yeah, we had so many pain, so much pain, yeah, so much pain. It was incredible. Actually, you can do things, yeah, you can do crazy things, but then in the end you have to have the pain, yeah. So I can feel also your pain, maybe, if you have some custom developments and some modifications or something like this, because I know all of this, yeah. But this was not the end of the journey, because then after some times, I think after 6 years, we said, okay, we must do something differently. We must make it better in the future. And then we decided, or SAP decided, and I was a part of this, to develop Cloud ERP actually. Yeah? So that is my second cap, because that was the 7 years at SAP, where we developed the first Cloud ERP for the mid-market, which was SAP Business by Design back on this time. So there was even no HANA database or something like this. And yeah, but what we learned from all this pain we got through, yeah, we made a better design. And this is also why it is called Business by Design. Yeah. So here I even have a flag of that. Maybe you happen to know Business by Design. Yeah. SAP Business by Design. It's a Cloud ERP for the mid-market. And yeah. But this is only a side remark, because today it's more like about S4HANA, Cloud, and so on. But you see in the name, yeah, in the name already it says by design. Yeah, that means we designed a lot of clean architecture into that. Clean core. Yeah? Clean core was invented back then. In the time we developed SAP Business by Design, yeah, all of this concept that we are discussing now today about clean core, yeah, was invented already in 2000. When was this? 2003, I would say. 2003, 2004. So even 20 years ago, actually. And now everybody is starting to talk about this, which is a good thing. But what I wanted to say is what we did as a result of that pain was to design a clean cloud architecture. And the same clean architecture principles we find now today in SAP S/4HANA Cloud. And so it is not just a different provisioning model on premise or on cloud. It's a completely different way of thinking. It's a completely different way of doing things, and it's designed completely different. Let that sink in, please. Let that sink in. This is very important because there are so many arguments nowadays exchanged. Yeah, some say, it's the same software and it's only on premise, in cloud, it doesn't matter. Oh yes, it is. It matters. It matters a lot. Yeah, believe me. Okay, so we will be diving into that today. So that is a topic, the impossible duality. Yeah, you cannot have at the same time custom on-prem developments violating every architectural rules and regular upgrades. That is a contradiction. Yeah, we have to face that reality. It's a reality. It's not a marketing something, or it's a technical thing. It's an architectural thing. Yeah. So that is what it is about today. And join us at menti.com because we want to have it as an interactive experience as always. Yeah, we're doing polls and Q&A. Yesterday we got a question later on LinkedIn, so we will answer that today also live at the end of the stream. And we do polls because we want to have an interactive experience. Use that code 7556 or use the QR code to join us. It's anonymous, so you don't have to reveal your identity. You can just feedback, poll, likes, and so on. Yeah. So yesterday we did this poll. Yeah, we did some polls, but we did also this poll. Maybe this was the most important poll. Which are most important reasons to stay on premise? This was what we asked yesterday. And yeah, it was also a little bit surprising for me. Each day we do these polls because it's not always the answer I expect. But this is actually the value of these polls, because then you understand what people are thinking. And first reason to stay on premise is compliance reasons. Yeah? Compliance with legal requirements, actually, which is interesting to discuss, because then limited cloud functionality or limited functionality of cloud is on the last position here. And what does it mean? We have to discuss this because I don't understand it. Yeah? If there's enough functionality of the cloud which ensures compliance, yeah, then why is compliance on the first? So that is an interesting topic to discuss in the future, maybe. But that's not for today. So transformation cost is certainly a big reason, because then we know all it is not for free. Yeah, there's no free lunch. Transformation is an investment, and it's not always the wanted, as we should say, obviously. Yeah, and then third is customer-specific developments. So that is what we'll be focused on today. So there are other reasons also, but today we will be focusing on this. Customer-specific developments is third reason in our poll. Okay, it is no scientific poll, just a little bit fun and interaction. But in our poll, customer-specific developments was the third reason, and that is why we will be looking to stay on-prem, and this is why we will be looking a little bit more into that today. So let's do a poll now. Join us at menti.com. Use code 75427556 if you have not yet joined, and give us your opinion on did you have projects with custom extension developments, yes or no. So this is a very simple poll. So we just only have to decide between two alternatives, and yeah, let us know what you think. What is your experience, your past experience? Did you have projects with custom extensions developments? So I always have to give a little bit of a countdown or a time, yeah, so that everybody has enough time to complete that questionnaire. And I will give you 30 seconds about that. And I'm fully aware that there's a certain time lag between me speaking and you hearing it. So I always have to bridge a little bit a certain time lag. This is the streaming technology, but I think it's about 15 seconds or maybe 20 seconds difference between me and you. Yeah, so okay, maybe we need to. Okay, so we have 3 votes until now. Let me give you another chance, maybe. Okay, I open the again, so you can still. I give you 30 seconds, 30 more seconds. So, did you have projects with custom extension developments? Yes or no? And let us know your experience about that in menti.com. Use code 75427556. Okay, so thank you very much. So 3 of you had, no, 2 of you, or 67% had no, and 33% had yes. So let us do a second poll. What are, in your opinion, reasons for customer extensions? Yeah. So sometimes we can consider and think about what are the reasons for customer extensions. And yeah, there could be different reasons, like meeting specific business requirements like compliance, yeah, or second, to improve performance, for example, or to add new functionality, new in the sense of yeah, future functionality, something like this, new, I don't know, AI, or I don't know, something like this. Yeah, forced to add new integration scenarios with other solutions, like, I don't know, Salesforce or whatever. Also then improve usability, yeah, or what have we. So let us also do a minute of countdown. So what is your reasons of doing custom extensions? So we still have 25 seconds. To think about what could be reasons to do customer extensions. So it's interesting to see that other reasons are not on the top. So I think we mainly grabbed the reason, or we captured the reasons actually. So number 1 is to add new integration scenarios. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, because always want to connect something else to SAP. Yeah, and this is why it is so important to have that business technology platform in the future, BTP, yeah, SAP BTP, because that is also for integration scenarios. So to add new functionality, second, and third, to improve usability. Yeah, so that is actually, I must say, to me, not really a great surprise. I can understand this. Yeah. Fourth is to close gaps or limitations of the standard. Yeah. To be honest, not everything is completely complete. Always in the standard. Yeah. There are some omissions sometimes. Yeah. Okay. Then meet specific business requirements like compliance, and then improve performance is not so high, and even I would say would be extremely difficult to achieve. Yeah, is a custom or extension, because some things, some attributes of the software are ingrained in the software and will be hard. But okay, maybe you succeeded in one or the other instance. So yeah, thank you about that. So let's do an example, not only theory. Yeah, extension to maintain training master data, training events, and training registrations, and create a sales order from registrations. So that is the example we will be looking now at. And don't be afraid, yeah, I made this diagram from, actually it was in a team meeting. Just an example, yeah, and be sure we don't have the time to discuss everything of that, but just to understand a little bit better what we'll be talking about. Yeah. So for example, consider you have a sales order header, yeah, and you have sales order items, and they have certain attributes, and this is a standard, and this is why I made them blue, yeah, so that the blue one is standard. Yeah, you have a customer, for example, a sales organization, a distribution channel, an order date, a total amount, net, an ID, a status, and tax. Yeah, and the sales order item could have a product, a quantity specification, and amount specification, which is quantity and amount, quantity unit. Quantity specification is quantity and quantity unit, and amount specification is amount and currency. Delivery date and an ID, just to have it very simple. Yeah, and then we have some extensions. Yeah, extension objects like training master data. Yeah, you want to offer trainings to your so the one who has the SAP software wants to extend and build an application with which he can offer trainings to participants. Yeah, and then the challenge is how to do that. So we have, for example, training master data, max number participants, subject, price, and duration. For example, we have a training event which has a date and a location and points to a training master data, and also then a training participant which has a first name, last name, birth date, and status, for example, and has been registered for a training event. And also what we want to do is to update the sales order, for example, for that if there is a new registration, for example. Yeah, and also we want to add a new attribute to the sales order, which is a quarter. Yeah, and also we want to have, for example, after we save the sales order, to check if the price in the customer order is the same. Check after save, ruf check price same as sales order auf. To check if the price is the same in the sales order as in the training master data, just for an example. Yeah. So in here you have some interactions between the extension and the standard, yeah? And for that you have to do some solution, yeah. And typically in on-premise, what do? Yeah, you go into ABAP and maybe change the ABAP coding, and then you think you are a really smart guy, and maybe you are a smart guy, but certainly not because of that, because modification is always a problem, yeah. And that is why we have these problems with all these upgrades. Yeah, and also when you want to create a sales order, yeah, or a sales order header or item, or update them from the extensions, you need to do some, to pass some attributes. You have to use a customer or create a customer. You have to decide if the customer is already there, for example. You have to pass the product, for example. You have to pass the delivery date, and so on and so on. So you have some interface between. So for example, here, interface, I don't want to do into technical details right now, because that is the only thing I want to say. You need to have some interface between this extension and the standard. So, and how do we do that now? How do we solve that? So by the way, the tool I'm using is SAP Signavio. So maybe that is the other cap I have. SAP Signavio. I'm really happy that Signavio is now part of the SAP family, because you can do so many things with that. But that only as a side remark. Okay, now, so how do we do that now? And this is now the question in that new, and as I said, programming model. It's a different architecture in the cloud, because you have a clean core programming model. And that is a major difference, because in that clean core programming model, you have the possibility to do custom code and partner extensions, but they are encapsulated in a certain way. That means you wouldn't modify the standard. Like here, applications, finance, procure, produce, and sales. You wouldn't modify the standard. You couldn't even modify the standard. That is not allowed, actually. It's not possible, because in that development environment of the cloud, you can still use ABAP, but you cannot modify the core. That is forbidden. So that is something interesting to consider. And also you have this public interfaces. What does it mean? It means that these interfaces are stable from release to release. So if, for example, in the extensions, remember our example, the training master data wants to create a sales order, it uses a public interface. That means the interface wouldn't break if you do an upgrade, because SAP has committed, and this is what is written here actually, whitelisted. Okay, I make it big. Whitelisted. These interfaces are whitelisted. What does it mean? It means it guarantees that all attributes will be supported by the sales order in future releases. And that is the important part here, because then it means that you are able to have an extension which doesn't break if you do an upgrade. So now let us have a look at what is the problem with modifications actually. And let me do a small experiment here. I want to share another screen here, and I hope you will be able to see it. If yes, then you can give me a like. So I'll do that now. So in theory now you should see like a paper, something. Okay, so what do we have? Here we have the standard. Let's say release 2022-05, for example. And then you have here your extension. You do your training, extension, training, and so on. And then you do here in the standard a modification. Just for an example. So this is now the problem, because then if SAP has another release like standard 2023-05, and it has the same piece of coding, yeah, and you want to do that release here, upgrade, what do you do then with this coding here? Yeah, then because that coding overrides the other coding, yeah, and then you have a problem. Because then your extension, yeah, because the extension uses that coding, doesn't work anymore. Yeah? Or you even have a conflict, or the system asks you to what do you want to do, and do you want to reconcile the coding, and if these extensions are massive, if you have many extensions like this, many modifications I should say, like this can be really difficult over time. So this is a quick explanation of technical reasons why upgrades. So I hope you could see that drawing. Yeah. Maybe you can give me a like so that I can see if you could have seen my drawing. If not, let me do this. Let me just pull it up here. That's also possible. There we go. Where do we have it here? Okay, it is GoodNotes. Just a second, please. Trying to manage a lot of technical details here in this live streaming, but we get this managed. So there we go. Yeah, so, and that is the main thing why it is a problem to actually have these modifications. Yeah. Okay, so let's move on because time is running on. Screen share. Yeah, and that means in the cloud there's a different model, because here you have the possibility to receive 2 times in a year with for S/4HANA Cloud, for example, and 4 times in SAP Business by Design, for example. But let's talk for S/4HANA Cloud. You are receiving 2 times in a year these updates, and these upgrades automatically, yeah, because you have a clean core, you will be able, SAP will be able to upgrade your system on behalf of you. Yeah, you don't have to have a project for this. Yeah, and all of these releases contain innovations, yeah, and features, new features, and even in that model, it is possible to get features in advance before the release, which they can only be like. I want to use that new feature in advance. Even that is possible, yeah. And even before the release. So that is really a great advantage. And that is the speed of innovation that you get if you have a clean core, yeah. And that makes all of the difference, in my opinion. So that makes all of the difference, because then you are on a track for fast innovation. Yeah? You can consume the innovations that SAP delivers. And that is exactly now the discussion, because this is the discussion of those who have on-premise, and they say, okay, we need so many special developments on the one hand, yeah, and on the other hand, we want all the new features. Yeah? And that, I must say, is a contradiction. It is a technical contradiction. You cannot blame anybody for that. Yeah? You cannot blame SAP for that. We cannot blame the customers for that. Nobody can blame anybody for that, because it is just a scientific fact, I should say. Yeah, it's a law of nature. Yeah, okay, we can blame law of nature, but it's just a simple fact. So you can either have custom developments with modifications, or you can have innovation and high speed of upgrades and innovations. It's not possible to have both at the same time. Yeah. So let us see if okay, here we go. So now the question is, how do I identify my custom code? And I know I'm a little bit over time, but let's bear with that. How do I identify my custom code? What could I do now? Yeah, and SAP offers us a lot of tools, and one of these tools, which I like, is the SAP tool process discovery, because it shows a lot of things. It shows a lot of what your processes are in your old SAP system, which is SAP ECC or SAP, okay, S/4HANA on-premise. I shouldn't say old to that, because for many it is new, and it is new. But the tool works also with S/4HANA. Yeah, so it can show how your processes work and what the usage of your system is in the different transactions. How heavily is used which transaction, and it shows much more. It shows processes, but for the short time being, now let us focus on this. Yeah, and it shows also your custom transactions and partner transactions. So the partner transactions developed by your system integrated partner, for example, and the custom transactions in your custom development space. And you can see which of these are heavily used and which of these are not even used. So it turns out often many custom development transactions are not even used, or not used much. So then it is easy to get rid of them. You don't have to break your head of how do I convert this into the new, and so on, because nobody's using them actually. Maybe there are two people using it, and you can talk to them and say, okay, in the future maybe it is different, and so on and so on. You don't have to do a technical conversion project. And this is why I always say it's better to do a process analysis instead of a technical conversion, a purely technical conversion, because you have so much technical debt, as we say. You don't want to bring it into the new world, because it's even unused, maybe mainly unused. But maybe there are some who are used heavily, and then you want to focus your resources on that and how to extract them into the new, better programming model of a new clean core, and then you are good to go. Even if you do that on premise, because you remain on premise, for other reasons. We said there's, for example, compliance reasons, and you don't want to invest the cost for going into the cloud. Even if you have a clean core in on-premise, it is much better for you, because then you can still have these upgrades in on-premise with less effort. You can increase the speed of innovation in on-premise. Okay, I admit this doesn't help if SAP, as yesterday we discussed, announces that certain functionalities of AI are like only available for cloud, public cloud. If you're on-premise, then they say, okay, I don't get it even if I do a clean core. Yes, that is true. But just for the sake of the argument, it's even better if you have a clean core in on-premise, if you stay on-premise, and you are better prepared maybe in the future to think about when there's a better time or a better opportunity for a transformation. And even if you stay on-premise, you might want to have a separate idea how you can still consume that additional innovation like AI. And we will discuss about that on, I believe, Thursday, tomorrow. But before we come to that, this process discovery analysis we can offer to you. It is an individual kick-off meeting, 90 minutes, and then for 4 working days, analysis of tailor-made results. Gain a deep understanding of your business processes of your SAP ECC or SAP S/4HANA with SAP Signavio Process Discovery. Identify and optimize inefficient processes, improve your business performance, get recommendations for innovations. And as a key result, you have the results report as PDF, database process benchmarks to competition, and roadmap for transformation. So check that out, adapro.eu/discovery, and then we can offer that to you. So, okay, we have a little bit over time, but bear with me. We have now the Q&A section, and yesterday we got the question from how will grow with SAP will impact, oh, it's doubled. Yeah. How will grow with SAP impact the style of digital transformation in the future? So that was the question we got yesterday, and you can now also ask questions on each slide. Grow with SAP is a comprehensive business transformation as a service offering from SAP and partners like Adapro that is designed to help organizations accelerate their digital transformation journey. It includes a wide range of services such as consulting services to help organizations assess their current state and identify areas for improvement. We just discussed about this. Yeah? Just in this second we discussed about this. So this is, for example, an assessment of your current state and suggestion for improvement. Yeah. And this is the service. This is okay. Implementation services to help organizations deploy S/4HANA Cloud. Training services to help organizations to learn how to use S/4HANA Cloud. And support services to help organizations maintain and optimize SAP S/4HANA Cloud. And so what difference does it will make? It will make a difference. Digital transformation more accessible for medium-sized businesses. Yeah. So it's a subscription-based service, which means it's more affordable than traditional on-premise ERP solutions. And it could be a more attractive option for smaller business that are looking to adopt digital technologies. Also, it will make digital transformation more collaborative. Yeah? It's like a range of services which we as a partner can offer, and then we can work together, just like as we said this, for example, here. Yeah. On improving your current state, or first assessing the current state and then improving the current state. Yeah. And then it will make digital transformation more agile, as we discussed just in this whole live stream. If you get more innovations in a faster pace, so the speed of innovation improves with these new concepts, with better concepts, then you have a more agile. You can faster react. Just make an example. Yeah, in Germany we had Mehrwertsteuer, value-added tax. Yeah, and then it changes, and then changes again, and then it changes, and yeah, what do the customers do? So they need to use upgraded, and in the cloud it's no problem, because in time SAP delivers this new tax, value-added tax, and then you log out on a Friday, on a Monday it's upgraded, and then you can use that. So that is just an example to how the cloud makes you more agile. Okay, so any other questions? I know we are a little bit over time, but just to give you the possibility, 10 seconds for that. Yeah, it is also a challenging subject. I know this is because today we are a little bit longer. I'm sorry for that. So, and tomorrow, I need to make myself invisible here. Tomorrow we will weigh cloud versus on-premise, weighting the trade-offs. So this will be tomorrow, and on Thursday we will discuss about how can we profit also from cloud innovations even if we stay on-premise. So that will be also interesting, and hope you can join us tomorrow and on Thursday. And so thank you for bearing with me the time, and have a good day, successful day, and I say goodbye hopefully to tomorrow.